You guys will never believe how tough it is being Donald Trump's youngest son, because all of Barron's life is being kept under major surveillance, and his public life, well, that's being kept completely out of the public's eye, to the extent where all of the staff at his school were required to sign NDAs, and he couldn't go to the toilet without Secret Service standing just outside. But now that he's 18, those NDAs are falling away. He's taking his first steps into the public sphere, making an extremely rare appearance at his dad's rally. He's now attending college at NYU with the commoners. And it was even recently revealed that Barron is actually the mastermind behind Donald Trump's secret weapon. But his life is still far from normal, because instead of staying at a dorm like the rest of his fellow students, bro is living in the $100 million Trump Tower penthouse, and he commutes to college. Oh, and that's just the start of it, because believe it or not, if you actually see how he was raised in his school life, I don't think many of you would even want to swap lives. But with that being said, like to avoid a spook season whipping, and let's get cracking! So for starters, let's go to high school, because he actually had to use a fake name. He had to use an alias in school. Now, his friends obviously knew, but all of his school records, computers, and even roll calls were under the alias Jack. And this was all to prevent would-be hackers from, stealing his personal data or exposing his grades. And I mean, to be fair, it wouldn't be just hackers, would it? Because just think about the amount of journalists that would love a scoop on Donald Trump and some dirt on him. I mean, just by association, you could do anything, and it'll be international news tomorrow. Now, this extraordinary measure was part of a top-secret security effort at this exclusive Oxbridge Academy in West Palm Beach, Florida, where, may I add, the tuition for 1 year, $41,000. I mean, I guess for Trump, that's probably not a lot, but for a school, that's a lot. And while he was there, virtually nothing was reported or known about his presence, because all staff at the school were required to sign NDAs. The only reason we're kind of hearing about little details now is because he's graduated. I mean, him just turning up at school was a spectacle by itself. Every morning at 8:30 a.m. sharp, just as the lobby was emptying and classes were beginning, a black Secret Service SUV with Trump inside would pull up. So that means no chilling or catching up with friends before class, which, man, come on. Surely all of us can agree that, meeting up and catching up with friends before school starts, some of the best memories, right? You don't get any of that if you're Barron. Because after he avoided all of that, I don't know whether he wanted to or not, but he would be followed inside and Secret Service agents would tail him. He would head to his first classroom, and the guards would stand at the door the entire time. I mean, even as I mentioned, bathrooms, they weren't some wholly exclusive private area for him. No, they would follow him there, stand outside as well. At lunchtime, Barron would actually go and sit with his friends at the lunchroom, but they said he would never eat a bite. One of his classmates said he never specifically said why, just that he would eat when he got home. It was a little unusual. I mean, for hearing that, firstly, how the hell did bro make it to 6'9" without eating lunch? Secondly, I would like to know if he plays basketball or not. But thirdly, I'd like to know if he didn't eat because of security reasons, poisoning or something, or if he just thought that the lunch at school was cooked. I mean, I'm pretty sure lunch at Mar-a-Lago would probably be better, hey? I mean, talk about good memories from school, some bad ones, school lunch. Anyway, despite being described by his classmates as charming and funny, Barron was always something, at least according to them, something sort of like an enigma, Not much was known about him. While other students parties and joined sports teams and were included in the yearbook, Barron, none of that. In fact, he was the only student out of the entire school that did not get a single mention in the school's yearbook. At his mother's request, not only was he not allowed to have any social media accounts, but he was also forbidden from appearing in anyone else's pictures that they posted on social media. Okay. To be fair, on that social media point, and I swear, this is relevant. Last month, Kim Kardashian's 8-year-old son, Saint, he wanted to make a YouTube channel. So Kim wrote out this entire contract and made him sign it. And it said things like, I, Saint West, agree to follow all my mom's rules in order to have my YouTube channel. I am not allowed to comment on any personal family information. I must show my mom or guardian all videos before I post them. I give my permission to any grown-up if my mom says to delete the video or for any reason. And if I don't listen to any of the rules, mom could make my page private or delete my account. And she posted that picture with the caption, he better not breach. Oh, but she should have known. The Kanye genes are strong with this one. Because not even did he survive a month before breaching his contract, because today news has come out that his account was deleted after he shared 2 anti-Harris memes. One was a clip saying, oops, I stepped on S-H-I-T. And then the soul was a picture of Kamala. And then also this video.
Dumb.
Stupid.
Crazy. Dangerous.
Yeah, bro broke that contract real quick. So, point is, of that tangent, is that kids, I mean, are gonna be kids, eh? But everything online nowadays is gonna be permanent forever. So, thinking about it, maybe it's fair that good old Barron wasn't allowed anything. Anyway, let's continue on to Barron's social life. Because at school, his friends described him as entertaining and sociable in class, sparking random conversations and making people laugh. However, his social life outside of school was practically non-existent. No parties, no football games, no dates, at least none that we were aware of. And they say if he did have a girlfriend, it was top secret and no one knew about it. And as I mentioned before, security was some serious business for him. I mean, unlike the treatment that Secret Service gave his dad, when a 911 incident happened at a nearby supermarket triggering an entire school lockdown, Secret Service agents are said to have burst into the classroom, bundling Barron to safety into a separate room until the threat clears. And while his classmates and, kids at the school kind of got used to the security presence, it actually became pretty controversial for the parents because a lot of them voiced concerns that the school might become a target due to his high-profile presence. Luckily, it didn't. And that was before Trump had 2 assassination attempts on his life. So if that was now, they'd be shook. Oh, and when graduation day rolled around, things got even crazier because Trump himself even decided to turn up, taking a leave of absence from his legal trials to attend. Because of that, as you'd imagine, the entire school went into a full security lockdown. Secret Service snipers were stationed on the roofs, overlooking the stage, and every person had to have a metal detector screening as they entered. Now, since he's graduated, he's decided to go to college at NYU in NYC. And to be honest, his very different life compared to his fellow students, well, it's continued. Just as in high school, Barron is still followed around by Secret Service everywhere he goes on campus. He's still not on any social media. His social life at college, for the Americans, is virtually unknown. And according to everything that I can read, he seems just pretty focused on his studies at the Stern School of Business. So, looks like so far following in his father's footsteps. But in saying that he's not on social media, he definitely is. Let's be real. He's probably just on some freaking burner account. And we know this because recently it was revealed that Barron is actually the mastermind behind Trump's secret weapon. So recently, a senior campaign advisor told Politico that Barron is the key person behind Trump's social media strategy, Very clued in for someone who's not on social media. The senior advisor said every single recommendation he's made has turned into absolute gold that has broken the internet. I mean, even Trump admitted it on Joe Rogan's podcast, saying that he's never even heard of some of the people that he's made content with, like Aiden Ross, but he listened to Barron anyway, and they all did absolutely huge numbers. I mean, Trump's, last time I looked, was on 36 million views on YouTube alone, and that's not even accounting for the Spotify listens and the Apple Podcast listens. And in a speech a couple of days ago, Trump called Barron the king of social media. Yeah, I think it's safe to say bro is definitely doom scrolling. I wonder if Barron knows who I am. Because I did a video on Barron actually a while ago. I wonder if he's seen that on TikTok. I'd love to know that. He's probably just under some name like Unicorn User 3435, whatever. I mean, it's going to be hella interesting to see where he goes in life, what his political views will become. Will he carry out a similar life to his father or go in the complete opposite direction? That often happens with children. I mean, either way, considering what we're seeing now, love it or hate it, I don't think the Trump name is going to go away anytime soon. So the question is, what do you think? Do you think it's sad that Baron missed out on, the normal childhood? And I mean, there's something to say for the normal childhood. There's something to say for being able to relate to the average person in life. Imagine living such a different life. You can't relate to anyone, even about school. That seems pretty lonely. Or do you think, you know what? Fair enough. No matter all of the loneliness and the unrelatability he's gone through, that inheritance that he's about to get makes up for all of it. And with that being said, I don't normally do whippings on a single subject video, but because it's a spook season special, today are 3 sacrificial lambs. Give them an honor, give them a salute. Every whipping you get reminds everyone to like the video and subscribe, even if you're not the type of person to subscribe, like it. Here are today's 3 sacrificial lambs. This video is recorded on an Android, by the way. Look how premium it looks. Woo! Thank you, sacrificial lambs. Oh, how am I gonna do it with this spider in the way? Let's do a short whipping. Thank you, 3 sacrificial lambs. Like the freaking video. Woo! That is it for the video today. When next time you see this, it might be all gone because Halloween is over. Any ideas for the next style of the studio? What festive season we want to decorate it as? You name it, I'll do it. Not me personally. News Daddy Interior Design Team, but we'll see you there. Boom! And just to anyone complaining in the last video that I called it Invincibles instead of whatever it is, Incredibles, I regret nothing. Oh no. Spider's fallen. Let's get crawling. Cristiano! Burn! Oh, that was a bit harder than I thought.